Welcome and hello. This is a support video for HEC RAS, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to download terrain data from the earthdata.nasa.gov webpage. All right, so I had a viewer write in a question asking about, besides USGS, which is a data source I typically go to for terrain data in these HEC RAS videos, where else can I find terrain data for downloading and using in my HEC RAS model? So for instance, this earthdata.nasa.gov webpage is available for data sources worldwide. It may or may not cover where you're interested in, but it definitely has a larger extent than just the continental United States. All right, so what I have up already is I've created a HEC RAS project and I've opened up RAS Mapper and I've set my projection. The particular location of interest is Papua New Guinea here. So let me go ahead and bring that up. Papua New Guinea is located just north of Australia. So it's right here. And we're going to go ahead and download some terrain data for a project location in this country. The projection is UTM Zone 55. If you're looking on the map here, here is New Guinea, and then 54, I suppose, for the western part of the country, but 55 for most of it. And then you can download that from spatialreference.org, the projection file. I have already done that and got that loaded in. So let's go ahead and visit this earthdata.nasa.gov webpage. If you go ahead and just load the page as it is, I'll leave a link to this in the description of the video as well. But if I just go ahead and refresh the page, it's going to encourage me to take this tour. Don't worry about that. I mean, you can take it if you want, but I'll go ahead and tell you what you need to see here. Now, with this program, you may need to create an account. So username, password, email, and then you'll be signed in and you'll see your name showing up over here in the top right. In the top left, this is a search bar. So you just go ahead and search for whatever term you want, such as land surface temperatures. The results are going to pop up in this results tab right here. I'm going to go ahead and collapse that for now though. This button right here allows you to filter out a specific time range of the data that you're looking for. The next one over is a spatial filter. So you can go ahead and click that, sketch out a polygon, rectangle, circle, point, or upload a specific file like a shapefile or KMZ to outline the area that you want to search within. And then this right here is some advanced filters. Down below here, we have filter collections. So you can go ahead and expand and then click on the check boxes here. So we could combo up some of these filters like a date range or a spatial range, as well as toggling on some of these checkboxes, which refine the search categories based on features, keywords, platforms, and organizations. Once we've gone ahead and got our search results, they'll pop up in this side window. You can then click on and then see your results on the map and download it. I'll go ahead and demonstrate that a little bit further once I actually start using my example for this tree Papua New Guinea. Here is the map. You can zoom out and zoom in just by scrolling up and down on the mouse wheel. Also, you can use the plus and minus buttons right here to zoom out, zoom in, pan. If you want to sketch out an area, you can go ahead and use these tools. It's the same thing as clicking on the area sketch tool right here. And then you can also modify the projection right over here, these tools. And if you ever forget like what the interface is, then you can take the tour again just by clicking on this question mark button here in the top right corner. All right, I'm going to zoom over to Papua New Guinea, which is right here, and then zoom in a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is sketch out a shape. So I'll click this button, click on rectangle, and then I'll just go ahead and, oops. Okay, so I needed to click and then drag. I just did a single click. If here is my list of filters at the top and I don't want to use this particular point I just put, so just go ahead and click on remove and it's gone. Let me try that again. So I'll click on this button, I'll click on rectangle, and then I'll just go ahead and sketch maybe the north half of the country and then let go. Okay, so this is my rectangle filter. Here is the range for lat long. We are in the southern hemisphere. And then after that, I can go ahead and do a text search. So I'll just say something like elevation or terrain, and it's going to do an auto suggest. So now it's looking within its data sets. Hydrosphere, it's a little bit cut off. Here's elevation from surface water features. Elevation within surface water features again. Here's bed elevation, bed elevation. So here's terrain elevation. This is probably a better match than anything else. It's just a little bit more specific. I can also search for terrain up here. and then get some different hits for terrain elevation, like land surface. If I hover over, I see that title bar that gives me the exact path of the data. So I can go ahead and click that and then expand my results here. Wait for those to load. And then here is some data as well. I believe I was using this 1 arc second results. So I can also get this results by going to using the categories on the left. So let me go ahead and do that. I should be able to get the same data. So let me close this up. I'm going to toggle off the terrain elevation text search. And then down here, I'm going to click on, see, it looks like keywords is already expanded. I'm going to click on land surface right here. There's a checkbox. Okay, it took a moment, but it expanded out. So within land surface, I'm going to click on topography right here. So click that checkbox, wait a moment, and then let's see, I have terrain elevation. So I'll go ahead and filter that down. It shows you the count of different records in each category. And then if I want digital elevation data, I can go ahead and click that on right there. All right, I think that's as far as it goes. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and expand my results right here. And then again, we see the results that come up here. There's a title right here. There's the number of files. There 20 granules, they're called. And then a date range and a description. So go ahead and find the one you want. I use this one right here, Astra Global Digital Elevation Model version 3. The date range is between 2000 and 2013, but by all means, go ahead and use whichever model you want. So I'm just going to do a single left click here on the text itself. And now what it's doing is it's loading up the data sets. So let me go ahead and expand this window a little bit further to the right. And then I'm going to pan over so you can actually see that location. So it's taking its time, but it is slowly loading in the panels. And then over here on the left is where I can actually look at the date range, the name of that file. So it is listed out by some sort of coordinates. So south 3, east 142, south 3, east 147. Say, for instance, I want this little peninsula here. So I'll go ahead and click on that one right there. When I click on it, it gives me a little preview here, and it also highlights that particular record over here. Now, the plus button, this allows you to add that particular granule to a project, as it's called. I haven't done that, and I will have to explore that later. But what I have done is just click the download button right here. And then for dem.tif, I'll click this download button. And then that's beginning to download onto my desktop. That is 15 megabytes, so it's pretty good size. Okay, let me close that up. Let's get the next tile over. So I'll just click on this one right here, and then click on download, and then click the dem.tif, and then wait a moment for that to download. That one's about 10 megabytes or 27 megabytes. Well, anyway, as far as demonstration goes, that's fine. You may need a lot more panels or tiles to download, and that's fine. Just go ahead and download as many as you need. I'm going to go back to RAS Mapper and actually move these terrain files into a directory called terrain data. Okay. And then let me just drag those over. Boom. So they is 15 megabytes and 27 megabytes of data. So in RAS Mapper, we'll go right click, create new RAS terrain. This is now the step to import that elevation data into our RAS Mapper. I can also access this terrain data dialog box by going up to project and then create RAS terrain. That looks good. I'll click the little plus button here and then navigate to that terrain data, which is right here. I'll load both of these together, click OK, and then make sure I have the checkbox to create stitches. And everything else looks good. Everything here is metric. So I'll click create. All right, looks like that imported fine. We have the first file, the second file, and then the combination. Close that up. Here is our terrain, and we're ready to rock and roll with all the other steps required to build a hydraulic model. So it looks like we might have a river right here, and then some mountains to the side. If I wanted to perhaps add some background imagery just to confirm that this projection is correct, I can go up to Project, Add Web Imagery. See, I'm going to click on about ArcGIS World Topo Map and click OK, and then wait for a moment for that to load. And then, I have to click on this checkbox here, and then boom, here is the data. Here's this little river system that's coming down here, another inlet right here. So let me toggle that off. Okay, perhaps not the best map to choose. We could try another one. Add web imagery. Let's go with Google Satellite and see what that gives us. Okay, so Google Satellite is right here. And then if I toggle that off, we have our terrain data. So that looks like it matches up pretty well. All right, well, that was it for this support video. What we did was demonstrate how to download data from the earthdata.nasa.gov webpage using all the features and tools that are built into this program. Download that elevation model data and then import it into RAS Mapper.